What's the record number of thrift stores that you've ever been to on a single day? The most thrift stores that I've ever been to on a single shopping trip has been 7, which is a lot of different thrift stores. I'm fully aware of that. I honestly just wanted to see all of the different thrift stores in one trip. I normally spend about an hour and a half in every thrift store that I visit, but on that day I obviously didn't spend too much time. The only place that I actually did spend a lot of time at was actually this thrift store. The thrift store we're looking at right now is one of my favorite thrift stores possibly ever. It's a smaller thrift store. It's definitely not one of those big national chains like the Salvation Army or Goodwill, and they don't even have multiple chains inside of the town that my mom and dad live in. It's basically run by this one church, and they kind of charge lower prices, although their prices have grown as everything has, and I personally really like them because they were run by really nice people. I really like to go thrifting, in case it isn't obvious by the fact that I went to 7 thrift stores in one day. So if you want to see that kind of content, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. This thrift store always has a bunch of different kinds of jewelry and stuff, and I have to say, I'd say that like of the amount of thrifted jewelry that I have, like 60% of that comes from this store alone. They always have something in the stock that I think is personally really cute, and I always just like to peruse it and see if there's anything really nice. For me, I don't really like the cheap jewelry, like cheap plastic jewelry. It does not react that well with my skin. So if I am getting something, it's going to be bare minimum metal. Now, even with metals, I cannot really wear earrings that are made of like nickel or anything. So I tend to just go for the more like better metals, I guess. This store also gives out free food for anybody who is in need, and they encourage everybody to take it even if you don't need any, because they get so many from like local grocery stores, local restaurants, all of that kind of jazz. So my mom picked up some of those bread rolls, and I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, we can make grilled cheeses or something. Or one of my favorite foods to make with old bread rolls is French bread pudding. French bread pudding is just so good, and it doesn't need to be French bread. I just like calling it French bread pudding because it makes it sound fancy, but you can make it out of like cinnamons, eggs, butter, milk, sugar. Very typical for bread pudding, and it is just so good. Bread pudding is one of my favorite desserts. I will always love a bread pudding. If a restaurant has it on their like menu, I will be ordering it. And then I saw that they had an MK purse. Somebody let me know in the comments if this is an actual MK purse. I have no idea, but I do know that MK is a pretty high-end brand, so they were charging not that much money as far as I remember for it, which is always a good deal. Although, to be honest, it is a little bit more expensive than it would have been in the past, but again, I think inflation is hitting everybody super hard right now, so I'm still okay with the price. Now, of course, I don't normally buy these things from thrift stores or anything because I have plenty of bags already, and what I like to do with my bags is that I like to wear them out before I get a new bag. So I'll have one bag and then I'll wear it for like 3 or 4 years. It'll get like super dingy, it'll start breaking, and then I'll finally replace it. Like, that's the kind of person I am. I went back to the jewelry section specifically to look at these pins. Every time I go thrifting, I like to look at the pins, mostly because I have a lot of bags that have like a cloth satchel purse handling thing that I like to pin pins to, and I think that it's just so cute. I was also looking at this kind of faux stone bracelet. Faux stone bracelets are so cute. They're so chunky, and I really adore wearing them. I think they're the perfect accessory for basically any outfit, especially during the summertime when you want like chunky bracelets and stuff like that. And then my mom found this necklace thing, and she was looking at it. She thought it might might be silver or something, although she did notice that it was actually connecting with that magnet, so we didn't end up getting it. And then this is another video that I kind of spliced together with the other one of me going to the Goodwill outlet. By now you guys should be fully aware that I go to the Goodwill outlet so often. And as always, I was looking at the hoodies. I always love me a really good hoodie. I think that hoodies are the best ultimate cloth item thing that you can wear basically all year around, especially if it's like a lighter hoodie for the summertime. I think that hoodies are really a fantastic investment piece. You can pretty much wear them all year around. They look good. You can take them off or you can layer them if you need to. And then I was looking at some of the other clothing. Florals have been in lately, so I was kind of looking at that. I really like the color purple, and this hoodie was something that I absolutely fell in love with. It's a Lilo and Stitch hoodie, and it was actually made by Disney too. And if anybody knows how much Disney charges for their prices, you know that this is a good deal. So I actually did end up getting this hoodie because Stitch is my favorite character. I absolutely love Lilo and Stitch, the movie. Lavender/purple is one of my favorite colors. It was a pretty high quality hoodie overall. It was made by Disney, like actually Disney. So I was like, that is definitely something that I can wear year around, but especially during the summertime, because it was a pretty thin material overall. So it wasn't like too heavy or anything, which I really appreciate. And then I kept looking. I am not the biggest sports fan, admittedly. I do not really like to watch sports, and I don't really understand all of the rules all the time, if I'm being honest. So I did not end up picking up anything like that. Another one of my favorite colors is like this burnt orange, rusty red kind of color. So I was like looking at that, but I kept it moving, kept looking at what else was available. They had a lot of different clothes on this day. I was a little bit astonished because every time that I go to the Goodwill outlet, it's pretty evenly split between clothing items and non-clothing items. I really like looking at the non-clothing items, even if I don't always buy the non-clothing items. For me, I think that the non-clothing items are definitely good for people who are like moving or trying to get into like different kinds of styles in their home. For me, I don't have like the ability to fit more stuff into my apartment. I'm actually trying to size down right now and get rid of some stuff that I don't actually need. So I almost never actually get anything unless I'm like moving or going to a different apartment, something along those lines. But I still really enjoy looking at all of this stuff, if that makes sense. I think that it just like gives me inspiration for how I want to redecorate one day, or if I am ever lucky enough to own my own home, how I would potentially want to decorate that. I do spend the vast majority of my time inside of the part of the store that has clothing items, though. And I really love stripes, so anytime I see something with a stripe, I will spend some time to look at it and see if I actually need it. Most of the time, I don't actually need it, so I don't actually end up getting it. But I will always give the stripy items a little bit of love because I think that stripes are just so cute. I also saw this skeleton t-shirt. Now, skeleton t-shirts are one of my favorite things. I think they're so cute and they're such a statement piece, especially for Halloween. It's like a built-in costume. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.